There's a truth that no one can ignore anymore. Lewis Hamilton needs a new race engineer. Not tomorrow, not at the end of the season, but now. After the events of recent Grand Prix, the problem has become more evident than ever. The communication errors between him and his current engineer, Giuliano Adami, are compromising his on-track performance and causing frustration at unsustainable levels. Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, is a Formula One legend, but with ineffective technical support, even the world's best driver is put in difficulty. In Formula One, communication between driver and pit wall is fundamental. Any error, any misunderstanding can cost precious seconds on track, often decisive for the final result. Engineers must not only provide technical information, but must do so with timing, precision, and clarity. And here lies the problem. Between Hamilton and Adami, this synergy doesn't exist. From information transmitted too late to unclear radio messages, the current relationship between Hamilton and his race engineer is characterized by misunderstandings and confusion. In an environment where every tenth of a second makes the difference, these errors are simply unacceptable. The situation hasn't improved race after race, leading to increasingly urgent questions about the future of this collaboration. The first warning sign came in the season's inaugural race. During the Australian Grand Prix, an episode of radio miscommunication highlighted how problematic the communication between Hamilton and Adami was from the beginning. Throughout the weekend, Hamilton complained via radio about his engineer's confusing behavior, repeatedly asking him to let him do his thing and to stop repeating information he already knew. Perhaps it was understandable. It was the beginning of a new collaboration. Hamilton was debuting with Ferrari, and the first race of the season is always a test. Every engineer and driver needs time to develop a relationship of trust, but what might have seemed like an initial hiccup quickly transformed into a pattern of chaos and lack of coordination. The subsequent races brought a sequence of new errors that amplified the problem. During the Miami Grand Prix, another radio exchange showed how evident the lack of harmony between Hamilton and Adami was. Lewis, irritated, complained that the information received was confused and late. Phrases like, "Do you want to leave the DRS open or not?" followed by vague answers, left the driver frustrated and distracted. The pressure, instead of being managed, increased. Even in China, the situation didn't improve. During the race, misunderstandings about tire strategies and race pace led to decisions that damaged Lewis. We're not talking about occasional errors, but a constant lack of connection between driver and pit wall, which frustrated not only Hamilton but also the fans. And then came Monaco, where everything collapsed. If previous races had shown symptoms of a problem, Monte Carlo was the definitive proof that this situation can no longer continue. During qualifying, a communication error between Hamilton and his engineer caused an embarrassing episode. Lewis impeded another driver on a flying lap. The result? A 3-position grid penalty that completely compromised his race. In the most difficult and technical circuit of the championship, where starting position is often more important than strategy, this penalty had a devastating impact on his chances. But what struck most was the lack of support from the pit wall. After the race, Hamilton asked why his engineer had remained silent during crucial moments. Radio silence, feedback silence, total silence. A world-class driver like Hamilton asking his engineer if he's angry with him speaks for itself. It's not simply a matter of communication, it's a breakdown of trust. And in a sport like Formula One, trust between driver and engineer is everything. After Monaco, Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur tried to justify what happened by saying that radio zones were predefined and that the pit wall didn't want to disturb Hamilton during critical driving moments. But these statements seem more like an excuse than an explanation. It's not the first time we've heard about communication problems between Hamilton and the pit wall, and by now it's clearly a pattern. Anyone who has followed Hamilton's career knows how effective he was with his historic engineer, Peter Bonington at Mercedes. It wasn't just a professional relationship. That collaboration was a perfect example of trust, efficiency, and mutual understanding. The difference between that relationship and the current collaboration with Adami is evident, and perhaps it's time for a change. Hamilton doesn't need an engineer who repeats useless information or gives unclear indications in the most delicate moments. He needs someone who understands his mindset, who knows how to communicate quickly, precisely, and without frills. Formula One is a high-intensity sport, and when a driver is at the limit, every word counts. A good race engineer isn't just a technician, but also mental support. They must be concrete, calm, capable of instilling confidence even in the most critical moments. And it's here that, unfortunately, Adami seems to fail. It's not a personal matter, it's a question of compatibility. Ferrari finds itself at a crucial moment. With a driver like Hamilton at the wheel, they have a unique opportunity to return to the top. But to do so, they must solve this problem as soon as possible. If they continue to ignore the situation, they risk compromising not only the rest of the season, but also the relationship with one of the greatest champions in motorsport history. The question, therefore, is, will they act? Will they change Hamilton's engineer, finding someone more suitable, or will they stay with Adami in the hope that the situation improves on its own? The truth is that time is running out. Every race lost, every unresolved communication error is a step backward in the fight for the title. If there's a lesson to learn from this season, it's that Formula One doesn't forgive those who fall behind. Lewis Hamilton is an exceptional driver, capable of making a difference even in the most difficult conditions. But even the best need to be supported to the maximum. Hamilton deserves an engineer equal to his talent, someone able to give him the support, confidence, and clarity he needs. Every second counts, and every decision can make the difference between winning and losing. Acting now is the only possible path. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from the world of Formula One. Thank you for being with us. See you in the next video, where we'll continue to explore the secrets and innovations of the Formula One world.